Episode 67. So finally, Laura is out of the hospital. It is about time. She's safe and she is ready to go back to work. So she's there at Nicole's home office for her first day back. And Nicole, Kat, and Mona, they're throwing her a surprise get together. Next, Ted asks Eva to tell him how she really feels and if putting a word in for her at the salon was a bad move. And I like how Ted is always trying to ask Eva how she feels, and he listens and tries to learn her and see how he can help her. And I think that is definitely a change for Eva, given that she has such a narcissistic mother who's always putting her wants and desires first. Next, Jacob shows Cray Cray a search warrant for her apartment, and she's trying to act like she's not worried, but she knows she's worried. Leslie asks Jacob what he's looking for, and he tells her he'll let her know when he finds it. So she says, "Oh, the motorcycle helmet." I mean, like, she is so transparent. Jacob cracks me up because he gives no emotion and you can tell he sees right through her. And so Leslie tells him if he finds what he's looking for, she's sure it'll be a slam dunk in his case. She's sitting there and she's taunting him. And I think Jacob knows that as well. Next, Tracy tells Sharon that Anita has changed her mind about the reunion and that Vernon told her that if they want Anita to change her mind, they'll have to do something to get her to change her mind. So Sharon says, "Damn that woman to hell and back." And it's like, Sharon, you didn't help your situation because you came in, guns blazing, accusing Anita of being selfish, blah, 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 putting herself first, telling her that it's not going to be the kind of reunion she wants. She should have known that Anita was going to give up and say, "Forget it, I'm done." Next, Anita starts feeling sorry for herself and tells Vernon she's supposed to push aside Barbara's reason for self-deletion, how Tracy and Sharon feels about her, and just forget about all that and go ahead with the concert. And Vernon tells Anita that even if a small part of her is eased by doing the concert, then it's worth it. And then also, when Vernon suggested this reunion concert, Anita knew all of this beforehand, before Tracy came, before Sharon came. She already knew how they felt. I mean, this wasn't a surprise. So I don't know if she thought maybe time would ease their feelings towards her, but I guess she got to see that no, it just eventually she was going to have to deal with it. So Vernon says it's a reminder that even after loss, something beautiful can arise from it. And I swear Vernon should have been a poet, because he always has these smooth cliches and taglines. I mean, he really should have been some type of writer. So Anita tells him that the group was supposed to be taking a break to mourn Barbara, and that's when she announced her solo career plans. And so she says that she was just too embarrassed to tell Vernon this. And she says that he's the only person who can make her hear what she don't want to hear. And he's a really good listener, and he knows Miss Anita Dupree. Next, Jacob questions Leslie about the empty box in her closet. And Leslie comes up with this whole, "Oh, my hopes and dreams are in that box." And if her hopes and dreams are truly in that box, it's a small box already. You didn't have a lot of hopes and dreams because that box is not really big. So that says a lot about Miss Cray Cray. Next, Laura asks how's the investigation going into Leslie running her off the road. And Kat tells her Jacob is looking into it. Nicole tells Laura she's so sorry that she got caught up in between the crosshairs because herself and Ted was Leslie's target, not Laura. So Kat throws Eva's name into it. Of course, as always, it doesn't matter how much evidence is directed towards Leslie, Kat is going to find some way to put Eva into it. So Nicole goes on to say that Ted is trying to work out a relationship with Eva and he wants to see the good in her. It doesn't matter what anyone say, not even her mama, because Kat is always going to peg Eva as this evil genius. And she even tells her mom, well, you have your opinion and I have mine, and nothing's going to change my opinion towards Eva. Of course it's not. Next, Ted tells Eva he feels like something is going on with her. And Eva tells him when she worked with him and Nicole, the job was empowering and made her feel important. And she misses that world. And I think for Eva, she was a part of something that she never was a part of before. She grew up as an only child. I mean, she got this selfish, crazy mama. And when she was working for Nicole and Ted, they made her feel like family. And that's something that Eva was missing. And also, it's working in their world that made her feel important too. Whereas doing hair is, I mean, it could be glamorous, but doesn't give her that same feel of importance as working for Ted and Nicole. Next, Jacob tells Leslie she's going to make a mistake eventually and pray that she's not in his jurisdiction when she does. Leslie says when he's gone, she's going to own his jurisdiction when she's done. And it's like, Leslie, stop it. Only thing you gonna own is a jail cell. Your own personal jail cell. I don't know. She might have a roommate. But that's about the only thing she's gonna own. Next, Anita tells Vernon she's calling Jim Price and telling him the concert is off. And then that's when Sharon arrives and tells her to leave it to Anita Dupree to derail everything. And you can tell this is when Anita, she puts aside all niceties and she just goes off and tells Sharon that she's done with her negative attitude. Anita tells her she took her tongue lashing last time, but not this time. And yeah, she did some bad things, but she's tried to make amends for them. And so she's done with her telling her how bad she is and all the things that she done. And if that's what she came for, then she knows where the door is. Next, Ted tells Eva it hasn't been easy for Kat. And Eva says she gets it because all she did was come around under false pretenses and break her parents up. So look at that. Eva has shown Kat so much grace because she owns her mistakes. She knows that going along with her mama's scheme was wrong, but at least she acknowledges that and she's trying to move on from that, unlike Kat. So Eva gets a text and tells Ted she has to go do something. Next, Black Nancy Drew is at the police station again, and Jacob tells her he should tell operations to get her a desk. And he tells her too that Leslie was suspecting him when he served her the search warrant, but he thinks he rattled her cage. And here Kat goes again. Now Eva hid the motorcycle helmet. And it's like, okay, I give you this, Kat. You're right this time. So Jacob tells Kat to stay in her lane. And she needs to, because who else would be able to go down to the police station every day, sometimes multiple times a day, harassing detectives? Like if that was anybody else, they would be waiting at the door and they would be threatening that person with jail time. Next, Anita tells Sharon and Tracy that she wasn't the only one who was ambitious and selfish, and that she's not going to be their punching bag. And then Sharon says, "Ooh, I guess you told me." Yeah, Sharon's trying to get some act right because she knows that she needs that reunion money, and also she's hoping that she can restart her career, which is nothing wrong with that. But at least try to work with Anita and stop yelling and fussing at her all the time. Next, Eva meets Laura at Orphe Jean's, and Laura tells her she didn't text her about her or her mama. She's in trouble, and she doesn't understand the note program that Eva installed on her computer, and she doesn't have time to figure it out because she has so much she needs to do. And that's understandable. But I mean, like, I guess I would have just uninstalled the program and put in something that you could understand, but I guess that's just me. So Eva says she must want a crash course, and Laura tells her, "Is that too much to ask for?" And Eva tells her that she's so sorry for what happened to her and that she didn't do it, but she's sorry. And I think Laura knows that. She knows that Eva didn't do it. If Eva did it, there's no way in the world she would have responded to her text and wanted to help. She would have been trying to stay away from her, especially since Jacob's putting heat on the case. She definitely would have stayed away from her. Next, Black Nancy Drew Cat wants Jacob to get a search warrant for Eva's hotel, and Jacob tells the uninformed crime show detective that you can't get a search warrant with circumstantial evidence or just a warrant. And I don't know how many times Jacob have to tell this girl, and you are living in your own little world, but that's not how the justice system works. And again, maybe she just needs to go get some training. If that's what you want to do and you want to hang out at the police station, do it the right way. Go get proper training. Next, just when Ted thought he might have a chance to rekindle things with Nicole, here comes Cray Cray messing the moment up. And you know Cray Cray was kind of happy about that because, I mean, like, Nicole was looking receptive. Ted was talking to her. He was asking Nicole, did she get the letter? And Nicole was like, yeah. And she was like, for the first time since everything's happened, Nicole was actually having a conversation with Ted. And then her whole demeanor changed when Cray Cray appeared. And so you could just see Ted was like, wow, the timing on Cray Cray is just, unbelievable. But yeah, she's the agent of chaos. So she loves to come and do anything she can to disrupt Ted's world. So Ted tells Leslie impeccable timing. And I tell you, he's just too nice to Cray Cray, because I would have told Cray Cray to get on out my face and went on about my business. Cray Cray tells Ted to tell the police that he bought and paid for to get off her back. And he told her nobody can buy the police. Well, one correction, unless you're Joey, and then you can buy the police chief and the detective. So Ted tells her that maybe they're on her because she's finally going to pay for her crimes. She's showing her guilt. Why are you going up to Ted and telling him to get the police off of your back in so many words? Ted is not a Dupree. And even if he was a Dupree, his leverage is not going to be enough to tell them if they didn't have something on her to get off her back. She needs to, she is already on Cat, because Cat's the one that's doing that, not Ted. But maybe that's why she approached Ted. What she really wants to say is, Ted, get your daughter, because she's causing too much trouble for me. Next, Sharon tells Anita she came to tell her she changed her mind. And Anita says that she hasn't changed hers and the articulates are dead. And she leaves the room and begins to cry. And that ends the episode.